And so the Duke of Tears retired to the obsidian halls of Peru and sat upon his throne built of microphone bones and contemplated the design of the pocket universe.
What you're looking at now is one of the older pictures from the Moorish Grand Body Politic, when Moors definitely had their own standing, and their own means of dealing with their commerce. It's not to say that you don't have Moorish groups like this now. It's just to say that the paradigm for us to be on this type of stuff, as you see in front of your screen, is not only more prevalent now, it's actually more prevalent and more predominant for us now to begin to find other ways to express this as Moorish people, as Moorish identifying. Whereas is that we're not just localized to one part of the world or one part of the hemisphere. You know what I'm saying? So to get back to what I was saying about the carbon-14 and that being analogous to Aseer, and Aseer being analogous to you or Aseer in that sense is basically the image. Well, first let me get this for you. Let's see. The more that we create new ideas and new ways for us to deal with who we are as immortal, aboriginal, or indigenous people, the more we can create different ideological standings as to how we deal with each other. Like you don't necessarily have to be in a group, right, to understand what it's like to be included in something. You know, you don't necessarily have to be in situations to be at the beck and call of somebody else's understanding as to who and what you are. You can be in any civilization, in any walk of life, and get the best part out of it, whether or not you were a part of whatever the group was that existed in that place or not. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with how you see yourself and how we choose to deal with each other. When we say that we're Moors, right, on another level, what we're also saying is that we are the ones who have chosen not to involve ourselves in the mundane aspects of reality. We are the forebearers of what they call torchbearers of civilization. So based on that, what your forefathers were then, you are today, with no exception. You know what I'm saying? No discounting of the rule or anything else. So as a people, what we began to do, or what we have been blessed to be able to do, is understand our direct connection to everything else that exists within the universe. Like, we are not people who live on the outside or on the fringe levels of things. You know what I'm saying? We are a people who are steadily creating new means of application when it comes to how we want to be seen, how we want to articulate ourselves in this reality, how we want to maintain. This right here, what I'm about to show you, is going to take us into, believe it or not, is directly correlated to more science, like I said, through ancient Kemet. Here we go. Let me see. If anybody has any questions, just let me know. Okay, on your screen, this is basically how carbon-14 works. Now, we know that carbon represents dark plasma, aka melanin. 14 is the elemental chart within the so-called periodic table. But the periodic table, with all 99 degrees, all coincide with the 99 attributes of Allah. And really, out of all of those elements that are listed in that 99 attributes of Allah, as well as the 99 elements in the periodic table, the only element that's real in its fullest form is carbon. Everything else that comes after carbon is a derivative of carbon. So that means that carbon is really the element. You know what I'm saying? And as carbon is the element, we have to create a situation where we understand its application to ourselves as celestial individual, as well as cosmic being. The first picture that we show, or that I showed, was just more like a overview picture to kind of set the mood as to where we're going to go with this last class. And that was a picture of the grand body politic of the Moors, of the Moorish government in what we now today call, I think that's a Philadelphia MST of A. Okay. So I'm getting to that to get to this. So here you have the cosmic radiation, right? The cosmic rays, as it breaks down, the cosmic rays enter the Earth's atmosphere and collide with the atom, creating an energetic neutron. Now remember, carbon itself is made of 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons. That's the 666 mark of the beast that the devil says that is the mark. So the mark of the beast is melanin, for those that didn't know. When the neutron collides with the nitrogen atom, a nitrogen 14, meaning 7 protons, 7 neutrons, atom turns into a carbon 14 atom. As it manifests in that, and remember we talked about the red and the blue. The red side of the family was those families that represented the Moors of the ancient and old dominions that did not want the new world to manifest the way that it did in the ascending of the wicked ones. The blue represent, and the red then also represents the deoxynucleic acid. The blue would represent the ribosome, or the ribonucleic acid, but it also represents the blue side of the family that decided that they were going to be the ones to bring the crackers up through Freemasonry. In a sense, find a way to initiate a form of civilization process through them. So boom, once the neutron is captured with the nitrogen, they both have to work together. That now proton gets ejected, and then the carbon-14 atom basically jumps into the vegetation or the flora. The plants absorb carbon dioxide and incorporate carbon-14 through photosynthesis, right? The animals and the people eat the plants that then take in the carbon-14, which then is also taking in the methane and the excrement and everything else that makes the soil rich and fertile, in order for all of that gas now to go right back up to the top. This is the cycle of life. So this cycle of carbon-14, or of carbon analysis, has been going on since the beginning of time. So I don't know, when these people talk about carbon-14 dating or carbon dating, they're basically trying to date something that pre-exists them. Like, regardless of how old you get, you'll never be older than your father. You'll never be older than your mother. So how is it now that we are the immortal people, have been here from time immemorial, that motherfuckers that ain't even been on this planet for close to 2,000 years, now have the right to dictate when you incarnated on the planet? That's a problem. But this is all part of the Hiram ritual of Aseer. For those people that don't know who Hiram is, in the ritual killing of Hiram Abiff in the Western Masonic lore, Hiram is the god that was slain. Hiram is also symbolic of Aseer, right? What I'm about to show you right now. Now, as you can see in this glyph, Aseer is seen on the right-hand side of, on the left-hand side of Tree of Life, because this is him after death. This is his son. This is Heru, right? This was him prior to death. This is him after death. This is the magical incantation that brings this about. Right here, as you can see in the midheaven right here, you got the Kepra, which is the beetle, and then you got the sun disk. This is the disk right here, or what they will refer to as the cartouche, that is used in the symbolic rituals to Osar, in which a person is symbolically killed and brought back to life. This is the ritual that all Masons go through.